Hey, Shabbat Shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and welcome to the Weekly Way, your weekly devotional commentary on the Torah, Half-Torah, and Brit Chadasha portion. Today we are on Parashah, or Torah portion number 35, which is Nasso, which means make and accounting, and it's taken from Numbers chapter 4, verse 21, all the way to chapter 7, verse 89. Numbers 4:23 says, "From 30 years old and upward until 50 years old shalt thou number them, all that enter in to perform the service to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation." The first thing to catch my eye this week was this verse, because to me it points to Yeshua. How old was he when the Brit Chadasha, the New Testament, says Yeshua began his public ministry? 30. Even though he wasn't a Cohen from the tribe of Levi, he is, according to Hebrews, a Cohen or a priest after the order of Melchizedek, which does not replace the Levitical priesthood as most Christians would have us to believe, but is a higher order of priesthood. This is how Yeshua can be prophet, priest, and king. Now, in Numbers chapter 5, verse 7, or 6 rather, it says, "Speak unto the children of Israel, when a man or woman shall commit any sin that men commit, to do a trespass against the Lord, and that person be guilty." Now in verse 12 of that same chapter, "Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, if any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him." Why these two verses? What jumped out at me with these two verses, well, it shows that the same verbiage is used and shows us that Torah is a marriage contract between us and God, similar to that of a man and a woman, a husband and a wife. Just as we make a marriage contract, a covenant, a promise, vows to our earthly spouses, so too we make a marriage contract to our God Adonai. The terms of the contract are the Torah itself. You know, I'm tired of the lame excuses that people give for not following the Torah. "Well, I know what the Bible says, but I don't feel led to do that." Or, "I don't feel convicted about that yet." Or, "I don't understand it, so I won't do it." What? How would my wife take it if I came to her and said, "Honey, you know I love you, but I just don't feel led or convicted to be faithful to you. I don't totally understand what our vow says about having no other, so I'm going to commit adultery until I truly and totally understand what it means to not have another." Do you think that I'd live to draw my next breath? You know, I don't feel like getting up and going to work and making money to provide food and clothing and shelter for my family, but I do it because I love my family. Yeshua said, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." And Yeshua and God are one. So the commandments of the Father are no different from that of the Son. They're one and the same. They are the Torah. You see, feelings have nothing to do with faith and obedience. We stay faithful to our spouses because we love them. Take the word we use for fidelity with our spouses, faithful. If we are faithful to our spouses, this means we are keeping our vows to them. Same with God. If we obey and keep the Torah, we are faithful. We are full of faith to Him. Numbers chapter 6, verses 1 and 3 says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When either a man or a woman shall separate themselves to a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried." Now, our half-Torah portion speaks of Shimshon, that's the Hebrew name for Samson, who was a lifelong Nazarite. To my knowledge, there's only 3 lifelong Nazarites in the scriptures, and that was Samson, that was the prophet Samuel, and that was John the Baptist. All other Nazarite vows are for a temporary period of time. And we see the Apostle Paul in the New Testament scriptures where he takes on a Nazarite vow for a period of time. First Fruits of Zion had an awesome commentary on this passage. I quote, While the temple still stood, the Nazirite vow was popular among the believers. Yochanan the Immerser, that is John the Baptist, was a lifelong Nazirite. The Apostle Paul took a Nazirite vow while at Corinth, according to Acts 18:18, and joined 4 other believing Nazirites for the completion of a vow, this according to Acts chapter 21, verses 23 through 26. According to the early church legend, James, the brother of the Master, also took a lifelong Nazirite vow. Eusebius quoted Hegesippus in the Ecclesiastical History. James drank no wine or intoxicating liquor and ate no animal food. No razor came near his head. This is Ecclesiastical History 23:4. Now, some may wonder why taking a Nazirite vow was very popular among early believers, and consequently, about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even a decade ago, it was very popular among Messianic and Torah-obedient believers in Messiah Yeshua. So why was it so popular? Well, some thought it was that taking the vow of a Nazirite was an imitation of Yeshua himself. Now, Yeshua was called a Nazarene because the word stems from the branch. He was the branch. He was the Messiah. It also designated one of the cities that he came from, which is Nazareth. But the Master, Yeshua the Messiah, declared himself a Nazirite when he said to the 12 disciples at the Last Supper, in the last Passover, basically, in the language of a Nazirite vow, he said in Matthew 26:29, "But I say to you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now until the day when I enter, or when I drink it anew with you in my Father's kingdom." So many believe that by Yeshua saying this and declaring this, he was taking a Nazirite vow. That's another reason why when Yeshua went to the cross and they were going to give him that wine mixed with gall, that vinegar, he refused it when he tasted it and realized what it was, because he had taken that vow. Secondly, it was a painkiller, and he wanted to feel the full impact and extent of the crucifixion for the redemption of mankind. So that's another reason he didn't take that. Anyway, that is our Torah, half Torah, and Brit Chadashah portion for this week. Thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shabbat Shalom and Shavua Tov. AbrahamsDescendants.com, getting back to the 1st century in a 21st century way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at AbrahamsDescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom. Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at AbrahamsDescendants.com.